It's Friday, and we have some good weather coming up for this upcoming 3-day weekend.
Coming up right here on the Brave Club.
What's up, Warriors? Welcome to the Brave Club. I'm Salma.
And I'm Jaylene. We're here with our co-hosts, Knox and Colt. Today's Friday, February 17th, 2023.
Yay!
Colt's anchor.
I'm here
for
now.
Yep, he's here. So we usually show this at the end, but today we're going to start with our Black History clip of the day, celebrating African American figures who have made a tremendous impact on the United States and around the world.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia on January 15, 1929. He was one of the most important and influential civil rights leaders in the 1950s and 60s. The cornerstones of his activism were based on nonviolence and civil disobedience, both of which were inspired by his Christian faith and the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. He rose to prominence as a leader in 1955 during the Montgomery bus boycott, when he was selected to take charge to desegregate the bus services. Afterwards, he was elected the president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. From this position, he helped organize many civil rights movement actions, the most famous being the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. It was then on the stairs of the Lincoln Memorial that Dr. King delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. He also won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964, and in 1965 helped organize the Selma to Montgomery marches to advocate for black voting rights. His influence and importance came with a heavy price. The Federal Bureau of Investigation's counterintelligence program began surveillance of Dr. King as FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover believed him to be a threat to the nation. In the later 1960s, Martin Luther King Jr. turned his attention to poverty, capitalism, and the war in Vietnam. Sadly, on April 4th, 1968, at the age of 38, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. He was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Gold Medal. In 1986, President Ronald Reagan signed legislation enacting Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which created a national holiday on the third Monday in January to remember Dr. King on his birthday. His legacy for nonviolent action and civil disobedience still lives on.
So that was our Black History clip. Martin Luther King.
He died really young.
Yeah, he was really young.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
38.
Yeah, and we had the 3-day weekend last month for him as well.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
It's good to be a holiday that celebrates that.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so now let's go to weather with Colt.
All right, let's see. It says today we'll have a low of 64 degrees and a high of 87 degrees. It'll be partly cloudy. And then for Saturday, it's going to be sunny with a low of 52 and a high of 71. And then on Sunday, it'll be partly cloudy with a low of 58 degrees and a high of 83. It's getting warm again. It's getting very warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty warm today, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
spring's coming up,
definitely-
so I hope it,
Yeah.
like,
Hopefully.
Yeah, so it's like beach weather.
I miss when it was like cold.
yeah.
Well, not like
Yeah.
cold, but just like
chilly.
breezy.
Yeah, I
you
like
know?
when it's like chilly outside.
I like it like this. I think this is the best time. I don't think it's too cold or too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The sunshine is really nice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrity news.
Okay, so for today's celebrity news, it ties in a little bit with sports, but we're going to talk about basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar speaking out about his scary heart diagnosis and how it's important to take care of your health. He said how he remembered feeling off a while ago. He said, I started noticing symptoms about 2 or 3 years ago. I was having irregular heartbeats, shortness of breath, and had no stamina. He said for a while he dismissed his issues and thought it was just temporary, but then a few months later he was at an LA Dodgers game and started feeling sick. I was sitting in the sun and it seemed to suck all the air out of my chest. He was then taken to the hospital where he was diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, or AFib, which is where a person has a quivering or irregular heartbeat. He has now come out talking about how it's important to take care of your health and to never push it aside. He's getting through his diagnosis with medications and several therapies a day, but obviously his physical activity has been limited significantly.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like so his heartbeat is like weird.
It's like irregular, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's Heart Health Awareness Month, so yeah,
Oh.
that's a good.
Well, it's good that he.
that
spoke
I
out
think
about
that's why he
his
spoke
mouth.
out about
Yeah.
it, just so
Yeah,
everyone.
he spoke about it now.
Because of the
Yeah,
heart.
like a couple of days ago. Yeah, but
Take care of your health, I guess. That's
Yeah.
it's really important.
yep.
Yeah.
And especially your heart. That's like the biggest.
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, let's move on to lifestyle.
So for lifestyle, we have Bailey, a dog that was found in El Paso when she found her old shelter and rang the bell. A rescue dog named Bailey is back home safe after figuring out how to ring the doorbell of the Texas shelter where she went up for adoption. At some point soon after, Bailey got loose and ended up running away, said Loretta Hyde, founder of Animal Rescue League of El Paso. Some family had adopted her last month. The shelter immediately posted an urgent plea on Facebook asking anyone in the area to call if they found her. A few people reported Bailey sightings, but none were able to catch her. Just after 1 a.m. on January 31st, Bailey rang the doorbell at a former shelter located about 10 miles from her adoptive home. Somehow, she had found her own way to safety, and even more remarkably, she was summoned some of her favorite humans in the middle of the night. She rested 3 days without food and water. They called her new owner, who had already been out looking for her in the middle of the night, she said. Bailey and her owner were reunited, and she's safe back home.
Dang,
Wow,
that's-
so she learned how to ring the doorbell?
Yeah, look at the thing.
There was like a video.
Yeah,
That's
there was just
so
a picture.
Cool.
Aw.
That's like a happy ending.
Like
That's
what? Like a
happy
tall
ending.
doorbell? Or like,
Like-
is there like a
Probably
doggy
I think it was like
doorbell?
a bell that they
A
like.
doggy doorbell.
Can you show the thing again? The video of her. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
That's crazy.
Oh.
That's really
that's
cool
really
though.
funny.
You know, animals are really smart. Like they're smarter than you think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it has like a happy ending. For
Yeah.
Right,
At least
there
she got
she's
back to
still-
her owner.
So
Yeah.
that it's like a good happy ending for both of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Losing a dog is like, I'm sure it's scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had multiple pets that we like weren't allowed to keep, so it's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. What's for sports?
For sports, we have the NBA games for yesterday and some stuff on them. It was Bucks versus Bulls. The Bucks won 112 to 100. Wizards versus Timberwolves. The Wizards won 114 to 106. And then the Clippers versus Suns. The Clippers won 116 to 107. The All-Star game is this Sunday, and Giannis hold on, let me say his last name correctly. Antetokounmpo, okay. One of the two All-Star game captains sprained his wrist in the Bucks versus Bull games. His representatives are saying his All-Star game status is unclear. So, he sprained his wrist. So let's hope he can be there for the All-Star game.
Who sprained their wrist again?
Yeah, okay.
He started and he stopped.
Oh god, that is an interesting last name.
That is
Yeah. I know. There's so many different ways to pronounce it.
We should do that little speak thing that you did from your notes app
Yeah.
and see how they
Oh,
pronounce
yeah,
it,
yeah,
how
yeah.
Google pronounces it.
It's like
Yeah.
how would Google say his name?
Yeah. I'm actually
Oh, well.
curious.
now she's curious, but
Okay, it's
Well,
okay, it's
okay.
okay.
We'll keep
We'll leave it
talking.
for
We're just
another day.
gonna move on to the Warrior updates.
All right. All right, Warrior updates. We'll start with Warriors boys basketball today. It's the conditioning is February 27th and 28th, and March 2nd and 3rd at 4:15 through 5:30. The tryouts are March 6th, 7th, and 8th after school, and all of the student athletes have to go to the conditioning in order to try out. You have to get a release and consent form too. You can pick it up from Coach Broadway at the gym or just the front office, which is, I would assume that's where most people pick up their flyers.
yeah.
So yeah, if you want to try out for basketball,
You can
teams,
also
that's
pick it
pretty
up
much
from.
Oh yeah, girls basketball tryouts. That's here too. That's March 9th and 10th, 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. Students must have a release and consent form to try out, and students have to wear the correct athletic shoes to try out. Please see Coach Moye for questions and release and consent forms. That's for girls basketball. Now we have both. Now we're setting up both.
Yeah. For boys basketball, you can also turn in or get the release and consent form from Mr. Broadway at his
Yeah.
classroom.
Yeah, Coach Broadway. Yeah.
That's where I got mine from.
And attention all students interested in joining the competitive robotics team. Use this QR code to complete the application. You must be logged in your SCPS account to access the application. There you go. If you want to join robotics, there's the code. Stop laughing at me, please.
Thank you, Colt, for our warrior updates.
Oh, man.
Students, reminder to keep an eye on your goals and reach out to teachers if you need any tutoring or help with schoolwork.
And be aware of the tardy policy. Make sure you get to class on time and put away your cell phone when entering class, and no earbuds are allowed during transition.
Make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all SMS events.
Warriors, remember you are brave, believe in your potential, respect your school and community, always do what is right, visualize your success, and engage and excel in learning. That's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great weekend and catch us next time right here on the Brave Club.